Jimmy, and smoke on loud. I got perfect attendance.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is basically going to be focusing around studying habits and all of that stuff. But before we get into this video, I want to go ahead and make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel. Also, make sure you like this video. Also, make sure that you are part of the notification game. And by doing that, you have to hit the notification bell and all of that good stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. And I know college has started back for some of you guys, and some of you guys it haven't. But I want to go ahead and talk about good note-taking skills that you should have in college. And this is basically going to talk about some of the things I learned while I was in college. And I want to say it was probably my second year of college, because I can honestly say my first year of college, I wasn't focused at all. So this is going to be based on how you take notes. This is going to be based on how you can pass your test. This is going to be based on how you can grasp the material, okay? So first, I want to make sure you guys understand the best way to actually take notes, the best way to actually learn the assignment or whatever. You have to read ahead of your class. And I'm not saying read ahead of the class. I'm saying read ahead before you actually go to class, okay? I feel like, honestly, if you read and get the understanding and you grasp the material, it's easier to understand. It comes easy. You don't have to ask a lot of questions. And then, like, questions that you want to ask, usually other people ask them, but it's like you already know what to do. So when you get in class, you don't have to pay attention to every word she says, because you already read the material. You already know what's going to be talked about and all of that stuff. And another thing I want to say, get organized. And I have done this a lot, and I hate that I did it, but I usually start each of my classes on the same paper, and I hate I did that, because it feels like every new class comes with a new day, so you just have to be mindful of that. Sometimes, this is what I learned. If you start each class on a new, clean, fresh sheet of paper, then you'll understand it more. You'll get it more. But it's also important to date each note, because the professors aren't going to say, hey, you remember back when, well, we're going to have a test on that. They don't say that. They just give you the title. Sometimes they give you the days of when they talked about it and all that stuff. But usually they'll come in and say, well, chapters 1 through 3 is going to be on the quiz. Chapter 4 through 5 is going to be on the test. And they do that. Sometimes you do have professors who just give quizzes on chapters. They never give the test. And then sometimes you have professors who give tests out and never give you a quiz on the section. So I feel like it's better if you quiz yourself on every section that they give you, just so when you do get the test. Because if you guys don't know, I feel like in college the quizzes and the test counts more than it does when it comes to homework and classroom assignments. But sometimes when you have paper due, it counts more than a test due. So yeah, also when you got, I always want to tell people when it comes to taking notes in class, give yourself room. consider writing on one side, and then, yeah, don't write on the back, okay? And I say that because most professors hate looking on the back of papers. Especially when they grading like writings and stuff. It's never okay to write on the back of your paper. I feel like the most paper you use are going to be in college. I promise you that. Because when you was in high school, when you was in elementary, when you was in grade school, they had it to where you can write on the back of your paper. But I feel like now is where it's not okay to write up the back of your paper. And I want to show you guys a good way to actually have it to where you keep up with what the teacher's saying, especially if it's math class. So you take a piece of loose leaf paper, okay? And of course, I say loose leaf paper because if you get paper like this, I'm going to show you something, and professors hate it. You see this little riggedy stuff that's on the end of it? You have to take this off if you're going to get a tablet. That's the reason why I really don't like tablets like that. But I have tablets now because I use them for different reasons and different things like that. So what you're going to do, and I'm pretty sure your high school teacher done told you this. I'm pretty sure your math teacher, of course, done showed you this. If not, I'm not sure what they was doing. But I'm going to show you guys, and this is not real good paper. I'm going to show you guys a good habit that I had when I was in school. Especially, this is a good habit to have when you're in college and you take a hard science classes, especially AP, anatomy and physiology classes, especially with the vocabulary words. Okay? Your paper should look like this, and as I can say, this is not real good paper, but this is cheap paper. But anyways, you take a piece of loose leaf paper like this, right? So then you take it and you fold it in half the long way. Not vertical, but horizontal, okay? Or is it vertical? Okay, no, it's vertical. So, then you fold it like this, okay? You fold it vertically. Now, when you get this paper like this, you unfold it, right? Right. So, remember, don't write on the back of your paper, okay? When you get the paper, you have it folded like this, okay? On this side, you write words, you write the name of whatever section you're on. And then on this side, it's basically going to be like the example side. Like, let's say you have addition, then you write out what addition means. And then on this side, you have like the example of it. Or if you have an anatomy class and you have like different bone sections, then it's possible you can have like the bones over here, and then you can go glue, like cut out pictures and stuff and glue it over here, and so you can have like examples and stuff. That's just some ways that I say is easier. Now, when it comes to different math problems examples, especially when you're taking your own notes, this is another good way to do it. Instead of having all those index cards, you could cut these up into index cards. Fold the paper, cut it up just like this, horizontally, and you can fold these. And then on this side, you'll write down the name of it, right? Then on the inside will be the vocabulary part, and then the example. So you'll have to get somebody to study with you. Those are just a little studying habits. Also, when it comes back to note taking, make sure you think while you write, because you don't have to write down every single word your professor say. Because one, you won't have time for. Two, Don't nobody have time to go back and study over long paragraphs. Just write down the important things. If you read about it and she repeats it, just know it's going to be on the test. And just know it's important. I say another thing that majority of us are at fault for is we write down every single word we hear people say. Especially when it comes to projectors. You guys know, we all know that teachers don't wait on everybody unless you was in high school like I was. The teacher waited on everyone to get through writing. In college, they not going to do that. Soon they get through reading it, they're going to probably give 3 minutes and then they're going to move on to the next one. They're not going to ask you, they probably will ask you who's done. And if like multiple people, more than 5 people raise their hand talking about they done, then she going to keep it moving. She not going to go around the room, you done, you done, you done, you done. They're not going to do that. And I always ask questions. And I know most of us hate asking questions in school, but in college you're going to have to come with the questions. I swear you are. Because if you don't come with questions, they're not going to, they're not really going to spend that much time. When you do go to them and ask them for help, the first thing they're going to say, because they remember who asks questions, who are very adamant in class and who's not. They're going to ask, why you didn't ask that in class? Because you never know who has the same question. I also want to remind you guys that you can always do the development system. Develop your own system. And I want to say the numbers, the outlining, the paragraphs, the charts, the graphs. That you can do. But I just want to tell you guys, when you come up, everybody going to have a system that works for them that don't work for other people. And then you'll have a system that works for other people that sometimes really don't work for you. So you just have to have something that works for you. Me, I never really had, I was more the outlining, more the numbering, more of the, I was more of the outlining and numbering type deal. When it came to class, I was more, when it came to math, I was more of the charts, the graphs, all of that stuff. But you also have to remember, after each note that you get in class, you also have to remember when you leave class and go to your dorm or go home, you have to refresh your memory on the things that you learned in class that day. Because sometimes you probably won't have homework on every lecture they give you in class. Sometimes professors, as I knew professors, they'll talk about a topic, they don't even give you homework, they don't even say nothing about a quiz, and then a couple of days go by, and then all of a sudden they say you have a test coming up. Then in the back of your head, we was like, what test? We haven't even had a quiz yet. So those are what some professors might do. You probably never going to see this stuff again. You're probably never going to get homework on it. You're probably never getting or anything else like that on it. But it will come up again. And it probably come up in midterm. It probably come up probably 3 or 4 weeks later, combined it with another test. You just have to be mindful of things that they give you. Now, I know some of your high school teachers probably forgot some things that they taught you, or forgot that you ever talked about it, but I don't know what the professors be on, but they remember everything they told you. They remember everything, okay? They remember everything they did with you, everything. And I feel like if the whole class have an issue with a certain topic in class, she'll give you homework on it just so she'll get the understand, so you guys get the understanding of what you're doing. But honestly, I can say it took, we probably was mentioned a quiz probably 3 or 4 times. That's the end of it, because it was so many chapters within that quiz. And you have to think about it. When they give you a quiz, they're not going to give you a quiz for each chapter. The quiz is going to have probably 1 or 2 questions from chapters, but it's not going to be chapter 1 quiz, chapter 2 quiz, chapter 3 quiz. It's not going to do that. Just like with math, it's probably going to be chapter 1 quiz, but it's going to have like 6 or 7 sections to it. Because when it comes to math, you have one topic that you talk about, but it has 6 different things that goes with that one topic. So, I have to say math is just like any other subject. You probably gonna have one chapter, but it's gonna be like 1,000,001 sections to it, and they gonna combine it in one test. It probably gonna be like 5 questions from every section, so the test won't be so long. But you gotta understand they gonna talk about everything. So I hope you guys learned a little something from this. It's just a little background on note taking. Always remember, you don't have to write every word a professor says, because some of the stuff a professor talk about is redundant. Some of it you don't even need to know. Some of it is just their life lessons they talk about. Some of it really don't have nothing to do with the lesson. So you just have to listen and understand. Some of this stuff I need, some of this stuff I don't need. Move on to what's important. But like I said, folding your paper in half really does work. At least it worked for me. But if you're more of the type that needs flashcards, then you can. But like I said, you can always make flashcards out of these, so you won't have to buy index card and have them everywhere. But when I was in school, I used this method. I also used flashcards or index cards. I had a problem, and as you can see, I still have a problem with highlighters, because me and highlighters was best friends, and to this day we still are, because you guys know I'm still going to school for my master's and bachelor's degree, and we still have an issue. And I do have an issue with I do still have an issue with highlighters, because I do have like big bundles of it. I have little ones, big ones, medium sized ones, because I still do. Also, I do have an issue with permanent markers. And I say I have an issue with permanent markers because these are permanent markers, by the way. I have an issue with these because I use them for my calendar, because you guys know I'm getting old, my mind's slipping, so I have to mark dates and stuff off. Also, I have a big old problem, like when I become a big YouTuber and I open a P.O. box, which I already have a P.O. box, but when I open a P.O. box for YouTube, I love gel pens. I don't care if you get me 2 gel pens. I love gel pens. Gel pens are my best friend. I use them ever since I was in 8th grade, and I've been using gel pens ever since. And I bought like a whole 98 pack, and this is all I have left. So, yeah, I love gel pens. Don't talk about me, talk about yourself. But I'm going to show you guys what I do with the permanent markers, and then I'm going to end this video. And don't talk about my agenda neither. My planner neither. So when I get a permanent marker, I'm known for doing this. When it comes to my permanent marker issue, I do it because I have like a lot of things planned for that day, and I don't want to like get it confused with other days. Like I have a lot of things planned that I want to do, and I'm not trying to get them confused. So I use a permanent marker to actually mark it off. Also use permanent markers sometimes to what's the word? To to balance my budget book that I have here, which is basically a notebook. But I use it also to budget my notebooks and things. So yeah. I still, even though I'm an adult now, I still use things that I learned in college to help me get through my adult life, especially when it comes to budgeting and staying on track with everything. I still use lists for everything. I have a list for everything, and that's feel like how I stay in control of everything. If you guys don't know, I have a whole whiteboard full of things that I need to put out for you guys. So yeah. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have enjoyed videos like this. Let me know if these are some videos you guys like. Is it some more videos you guys would like for me to put out? But anyways, I'm going to end this video. I hope you guys have a great day, a great afternoon, or a great morning whenever you're watching these. Yeah. So I have to go ahead and end this video and record some more. So if this the weekend like it is, I wish it was for me again. Stay out of trouble, you guys. Be safe. Spend time with your family. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.